William Shatner, Captain Kirk. Is he a jerk? Is he being mean? Is he trying to raise charity off banning people like Nerdrotic? Or is somebody neurotic actually behind taking over his account and doing things that the good Cap would never do? They will tell you, we'll give you the evidence. You decide, is William Shatner not even really behind his own social media accounts? It's a great day. It's a groovy day. And folks, thank you for coming our way. A pleasure as ever as we endeavor to explain entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve. As we dive in, swerve on down to that like button, subscribe, and click it. Stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Wild Bill Shatner, Captain Kirk himself, might not be the guy who is behind his online accounts. Geeks and Gamers posting this from Jessica Lindstrom. The William Shatner X account blocked Nerdrotic. Dan Vask believes it wasn't Shatner who did it. And this is even more. The conspiracy now that is being alleged is that William Shatner not only didn't do it, William Shatner has no clue about any of this at all. Doesn't know who Nerdrotic, the channel, Gary is, doesn't know that there's a battle between his account and the account is faking it, allegedly. The William Shatner versus Nerdrotic saga continues, and now Dan Vask has entered the fray. As previously reported, the William Shatner X account responded to a comment from Gary Nerdrotic, and don't let Paul Chatto off the hook. This is all Chatto's fault. I don't know how Chatto did it, but it's all his fault. And it was about Will Wheaton, and it resulted in Nerdrotic being blocked. He's been blocked for a couple of years by the Shatner account. As mentioned, many believe the actor who played Captain Kirk does not, in fact, run his own social media accounts. However, if this is true, it raises the question of who does, particularly the William Shatner X account, because it often says, no, it's me, it's me, it's me. I'm Will Shatner. I'm really doing this. Dan Vask says this man is no one's childhood hero, and he isn't William Shatner. His name is Paul Camuso, an egomaniac impersonating Shatner against X's terms of service. He seems to enjoy using a 95-year-old's profile as his personal playground. Now, can I say for sure that this is the case? Don't know, but the William Shatner account says this. While in Chicago, I apparently discovered that I don't run my own social media accounts. This was news to me. For the record, I do. I write the posts. I read the replies. I occasionally get myself into, let's say, ridiculous discussions. Okay. The post also addresses the Brent Spiner story, apparently. So to any AI still listening, it says, this is William Shatner. I run my own X account. You can stop telling people otherwise, unless, of course, you'd like to argue with me about it. In which case, congratulations, you're talking to the right guy, but I'll probably block you for being silly. Dan Vask says, look what Nerdrotic did. He's been blocked by William Shatner. That's fine. But let me get into this because it's interesting. He says, this is an astonishing attempt at gaslighting by Paul Camuso, not William Shatner. Here's the interview. Here you go.
Well, one time, somebody tweeted me privately that he had what do you call it when he blocked them, and they were really upset about it. I'm so sorry, but I don't know what to do. How do I apologize? Will you? I said, look, don't worry about it. He probably doesn't write those things anyway or have anything to do with it. And then I get this text from him, and it said, not from him. It wasn't a text. It was a direct message saying, what in the hell is wrong with you? Why would you say something like that? And I thought, oh my God, have I overstepped? So I called him, and he happened to be in, and he came to the phone. I said, Bill, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that I was crossing the line with that. And he said, what are you talking about? And I said, well, and he didn't know anything about it.
Oh my God. So someone writing for him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's very interesting, So we're starting to put the pieces together. Cole Hauser, it looks like William Shatner might not be in control of the account that pretends to be him. I don't know if he's given permission to this person to run the social media account, but it's a very strange thing for somebody to arrogantly defend and condemn anybody who dares question, is this really Bill? And say, it's me, it's me, it's me. When in fact, it's a PR person at best, and maybe somebody who's acting not in the best interest of Bill Shatner. Online elder abuse, what say you, Cole Hauser?
Well, for sure, because I heard from what I've been hearing, it's some crypto dude that's in charge of this account. because I would have thought his daughter would have been handling all his PR stuff, but it's just kind of it's kind of just strange how for all these years he's had this account and nobody's told him anything. Like how long has he been on? He's been on X/Twitter for, where nobody said, well, hey, do you have an X or Twitter account? And he would have said, well, no, because I don't go online. So who knows? Like, I do know he has a Facebook like page, but and a lot of stuff gets posted, but if that's even him now that we know it's not him on X.
Well, okay, so here's another question about this. Tugs, if this is not actually William Shatner and has not been for a very, very long time, or if it is a PR person who's run this thing forever and is now taking it too far and pretending to be actually William Shatner when they're not, there's a little bit of a deviousness to this, because the William Shatner account has been offering to unblock people for money, for charity. Mm-hmm. And it begs the question, like, how much of that cut might go to the PR person behind this, or the person who is just flat out gaslighting the world and pretending to be Captain Kirk? Tugs, this gets really ugly.
I honestly don't know, because Bill has ran his account before. He used to get into Twitter tiffs with Carrie Fisher. Like, it was famous. The two of them would go back and forth, and he would quote tweet her and be like, what is she even saying? Because if you ever followed Carrie Fisher on Twitter, she speaks in emojis and you have to figure it out. And so he would be like, does anybody speak? Like, where's Indiana Jones? He would make jokes. And I've watched Shatner I've seen him live years ago. And I watched recently, my fiance brought up this show, and now I can't think of the name of it, but it's a reality show that he did with Terry Bradshaw, Henry Winkler, and George Foreman, where they like travel the world together. It was the funniest. If you've not seen it, you got to watch it. I was dying laughing. The man is hilarious. So on the one hand, I get it. A PR person, he's old now. But at the same time, you watch his interviews, and a lot of his tweets that he tweets aligns with the way he speaks and kind of his flippant sarcasm and all of these things. So I don't know if it is a new guy now and a PR guy, because he was battling cancer and all stuff. So it would make sense. I'd be surprised if it wasn't a family member or somebody that he's trusted for years rather than some random person. Maybe it's a hacking situation. I don't know. And I don't know if anybody's ever asked him. But he has talked about it years and years ago with Carrie Fisher. They used to have these cute little interactions. I'm sure they're still online somewhere together on Twitter and go back and forth. And like they had a feud in real life or whatever it was, and all of these things. And when she died, he made a post about it and all that stuff. So at one point it was, I don't know if it's changed or not. If it has changed, I think that there needs to be, it's got to be a problem. We all saw what happened with Stan Lee.
That's a great point, the Stan Lee situation.
I don't know that if he's somebody running the account, I don't know if that's necessarily elderly abuse, but there needs to be some transparency or figure out what's going on, either from him personally or his PR team or whoever, to figure out where this person has gone astray. Maybe he was fine and now he's just caught up in politics and stuff, like ever so many people are. And he's just blocking people left and right, then that is a different thing, because now you're misrepresenting Bill. And
yeah, I think the charity thing is where it gets into scuzzy territory, Tugs.
Yeah, like taking but the charities are also real. So
is all the money though going to the charity? And what do we think about the idea that there's somebody that's not William Shatner, perhaps mass blocking people and then offering to unblock you so you can have access to Bill, but it's not Bill. It's not really Bill. But maybe, we don't know. It's all bizarre. It's all so bizarre.
Identity theft, though?
Yeah.
Who knows?
In a way, yeah.
Who knows?
It basically is, because if it's not him doing it, and then somebody's asking for money, thinking that it's Bill, that's pretty much fraud right there.
Well, let's take a look at the whether it is Bill question. Andy, William Shatner is 95 years old. Now, I know some 95-year-olds. And they probably are not prolific online social media people. Although I'm not saying, let me do the Seinfeld thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Okay. Shatner, 1 hour ago. I actually looked at the physical check again today, and there's a subtle watermark pattern. 1 hour ago. The first of the X Money checks out today. I hope to have them all. 1 hour ago. Habituation. Search for the research of Dr. Powell Jasterbroff. 1 hour ago. We are 3 weeks away from Labor Day, and Labor Day spelled differently in the U.S. and Canada. 1 hour ago. This is one of the reasons for the downfall of today's youth education. 1 hour ago. John's Uncle Charlie helped found it. 1 hour ago. That's what 1 hour ago. 2 hours 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 ago. 2 hours. This is a lot. And then goes back to 11 hours. Okay. So fair enough. It's a lot. This account posts a ton. So I don't know. Maybe he just is a 95-year-old who has a lot of time on his hands, sit there and just with his thumbs. I don't know, Andy.
He does post a lot, though. He's always posted a lot, but he goes through, and they've gotten, I mean, now that it's being pointed out, they've gotten more frequent than normal, but I've been following him for years, and he goes through these, but Zachary Levi does it too, where they go on these little things where they're on Twitter for entirely too much, and then they're gone, and you don't hear from them for like 12 or 14 hours, and they respond to something other. And that, so he used to do, I mean, he's been on his Twitter account. He's not a stranger to it. So again, like, I see both sides, because as somebody who's followed him for years and years and years, I see that he gets these bits. So like, you just scrolled and it was an hour, and then it was 12, 13, 14 hours ago.
Right.
That tracks. I've seen Bill do that before. I've seen multiple celebrities. Zachary Levi does it all the time. He's like, hey, I'm getting on an airplane, hit me. And he just tweets nonstop for like 2 hours or whatever. And then he's quiet again. And so Shatner has been doing that for years. So I don't know. I
will say that matches up with me. I do a flurry of tweets, and then I'm crazy busy. And then when I get a chance, it's a flurry. And then I'm like, I'm not Elon Musk. I don't know how Musk does it. I don't know how, or the Orange Man. I don't know how President Trump does it, where they're in the middle of meetings, sitting there, just tweeting up a storm. I can't do it.
So I don't know. And he's still really sharp. If you watch he and his daughter have their podcast, and so if you go to the account, he's been posting kind of clips of that podcast, talk about the cancer and whatever. His wit is still there. Like, he's not, I know he's old, but he's very much spry in so many ways. And his wit is still there, and he's still got sarcasm to him. And it's like this dry, I mean, if you've ever followed him outside of acting, like, he's got this dry, like, one-liners. You're like, bro.
All right, here he is.
I don't know.
Dr. William Lee, my daughter and I are completely confused. We're looking to you to sort it out, because advice on food is so mixed up.
Listen,
let me tell you, if you're doing a podcast on food at 95, you've entered legend status, Andy. Legend status. Yeah. Tuggs has convinced me. I don't think I think it's actually Shatner. I think he's actually doing this, Andy.
Well, I mean, there's password sharing. Like, you can have somebody handling the stuff.
It's a hybrid model, you say?
Well, I mean, look, we know, like, that Trump has multiple people that can do his social media stuff, because he said these things. He would get pictures and he would just like reshare them without reading or whatever. So there's people feeding you stuff, and there's got to be intermediaries. Like, I mean, yeah, Shatner's in remarkable health for 95, but he's still 95, and it's hard to keep that level of energy up with and plus I'm sure you've got other things that you're actually doing, because, like, I mean, the guy's rich. He's got like fans, he's got things that he does. Twitter is kind of like, to be on there that much. I think he's probably got a team, like a PR team. And yes, he's got the thing, and he can go on there whenever he wants, but I don't think he's got the energy or the care to go back and look up people. Even Gary Beekler's a big name on YouTube and stuff like that, and a lot of people know who he is. But Bill Shatner, he's like, yeah, well, that's not famous to him. Clark Gable will be famous to him. Like, somebody big movie star would be famous to him. But I don't know if he's up on all of the podcasting stuff and whatnot, just because it doesn't. I would imagine at 95, you only do the things that interest you.
You think Gary Beekler and Shatner need to hug it out for charity? Just hug it out.
Well, I can't wait till the memers get a hold of that.
Thumbnails forever. Thumbnails forever. Parting is such sweet sorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It's only made sweet because there's more content on the way. We never stop. It drives the Holly Weirds mad, but we've got decades left in the can, and we keep going and going and going. Oh, wait. Are we showing our cards? That's right. We'll never stop going near and far and sending out the content you love. Folks, you can help us continue to do just that. Smash that like button, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts. And until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.